What's up, Justin? How you doing, my brother? Everything good, man?
Good.
What's
Going on, man?
Always seeing you. Look at the heat on the feet.
You know what
I
matches
mean?
the shirt, you know what I'm saying?
That's tough right there.
Hey, thank
That's
you guys
tough.
for coming.
Yeah, hey, we appreciate you guys.
We haven't got you guys in a while.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
We
been since
appreciate
like
it.
2
We
years or
appreciate
something.
it. Yeah. We
but
appreciate
anyway.
you guys inviting us back.
Let's
you got some drinks for us?
Yeah, let me go get the drinks. We'll be right back.
I gotta holler at you for a minute.
Oh, okay.
He got us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Like I was saying, I appreciate
He's
y'all.
right,
You know
huh?
what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude.
Get the fuck on that shit.
What the fuck? Come on, man. No.
What's up, man? Hey, hold on, man. Did this fool make a song called for Alonzo?
Oh, jeez.
Nah, man.
Oh, jeez.
I'm taking over.
Due to the ignorance of our host, parental discretion is advised.
Check. Welcome back to the Young OG Perspective, where we give you a new perspective.
A fresh perspective.
A Young OG Perspective, baby.
Yup.
You know what it is? It's the fresh kid with the beard and the braids, back with no fear. And today we came to push positivity. We came to change the narrative.
Facts.
But most importantly, we came to move the culture. My name's Alonzo Ashley Oliver, if you're the government looking for me. And I don't have anything behind that today. You know what I mean? Because my head hurts. And like I said, this it really does. My gentleman to my right. Look, I can't even. I'm like moving my whole body. My gentleman to my right. He goes by the name of Londo, aka
So tailored.
aka
Londo Esco
Bars, aka
Watch your back, cuz.
we ain't watching for you. We looking to the left,
Never.
to the right, but never behind us, because your ass was never in sight. Like, people make ghost accounts just to talk shit, okay? Where's the camera? Miguel's the camera on me? Keep making them ghost accounts to talk shit, because Mike says, Lonzo, why are we still talking about those? You feel me? Thank you. I needed to hear that.
Say it with chest.
I needed to hear that.
Say it in my face.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? We got our fourth member, fifth member in the group.
I don't even know how many
Shit just
people we
starting to
got
add
no
up.
more yet, bro.
You know what I
Shit
mean?
is crazy
You know what I
over
mean?
here.
He goes by the name of Mike, aka
Styles. You know what's up, man. Long time no see. Let's keep it short. I'm happy to be here. How
Okay.
y'all doing out there? Hello.
Good.
I'm still alive. I'm still building.
Talk
well,
to
shit.
Mike.
Let's get in. You've been gone. You've been absent a couple pods, so let's just jump right into it. What's been going on, man?
Everything.
Yeah.
What hasn't?
Everything.
But will you let these people know the gram isn't real? Like, you really put in work, and it's just a snapshot of what you're actually doing.
Yeah. So what's really going on? Man, where do I start? From let's see. From the beginning of this year, we're in 2023. It's
already March,
so
April,
Might as well call
yeah.
it April, right? I opened up for the game. Beginning of February, right after my birthday. It was a hell of a birthday present. Day after my birthday. Shout out to Michael McHenry.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Right after that, I performed at Central at Gallivan Center. So an All-Star Weekend activation with Social Antidote, Alleyways Amplified, downtown Salt Lake, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm missing anyone, I apologize. Then right after that, I opened for Black at Echo, downtown on Pierpont. You know, it's a little dangerous out
I
there.
know, right? Did you wear your bulletproof vest like 50 Cent and Get Rich or Die Trying?
You know, I got security. No, I don't have security. Don't fuck with me, though. Leave me alone.
Did you kill the guy who killed your mom in the back before you went on? Because I hustle.
So I did 3 shows in the month of February.
Killing
I
it.
flew out to LA right after that to see my boy Cody.
Yeah.
Celebrate his birthday. We got in the studio with Hunt Beats, dope producer. It was out in Melrose. So got the vibes real heavy. Did 5 records out there, 2 of which will be dropping, I believe, in May.
Dope.
So about 2 months, 4 weeks from now. And then came back, got booked to open for Eric Bellinger via Live Nation. There we go. That's who we're looking for.
Yeah.
First Live Nation show, so major accomplishment for me.
Dope.
Got a plug over there. Can't say her name though. And we're just working on a lot of things, man. We want to do a couple more shows this year. Really build up that rapport with them, and drop some more music and really get prepared to go on tour regionally.
Love
So
that. Love that.
That's the goal, man. You just make those connections, continue to add value to people's lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Build the brand up, and then just keep working, man.
Yeah,
So,
man. We all saw it. We all saw you was focused, bro. And Zoe told me when he hit me up after he talked to you and was like, "Hey, I told Mike, do Mike Styles.
Yeah.
Do Mike Styles. We got the pod. Don't worry about it. Do what you got to do." And you've been putting that work in, bro, and it's showing.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to come back for the last 2 episodes. I was like, man, let me just finish out the season. I was like, let me come on this episode. Let me come on the finale, finish out the season, and then really know that, like, at least ride off into the sunset that way. So, it's crazy, man. It feels right. It's always felt good, but now it feels like all the things I've learned over a 10-year investment into this thing are paying off. You know, we got the LLC now. We have the finances to do what we want. Completely independent artists.
Love that, bro.
You know, I had, man, all the money in order, all the resources that I need to be successful, and really just see how far I can take it. So I'm very, very excited, and I mean, I'm blessed.
Bro, I love that. I love that. It's, I mean, just from when I was doing music, the commitment it takes, the time it takes, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the ups, the downs, like, it's a lot. It's a lot, especially when you're trying to balance everything else. Relationships, jobs, to try to finance shit, like all of that stuff. It's just like it's so much, and I don't think people understand the level of focus that needs to go in to achieve what you are doing at this moment. So hats off to you, bro. Like it's cool to watch your progression from when I've met you to now.
Thank you.
Super dope.
Yeah, I appreciate that. It's a lot, you know. It's I mean, you spoke on the record, you know, Head Up, which we forgot about that. Just shot a music video for that record. So that'll be coming out. So you'll get your audio visual debut as well.
See, I'm not on records, but I'm still on record.
Yeah, and you know that rings true. You know, the advice you gave me rings so true to today. So trying to continue to showcase myself in the right spaces that make the most sense for me and my brand, and you know, not oversaturating myself either, because everyone knows who I am, you know, and sometimes they take that for granted, you know, and they get you know, they normalize it, and that's okay. But I know I'm larger than that, and part of that is just disappearing for a little bit, and when they see the work, all they can focus on is the work. Like, where's Mike been? Well, working, you know what I mean? So then there's nothing left really anybody can say. Not that I care about that too much, you know, but when you have a certain way that you believe that you're going to make it through life, etc., they say, you know, make God laugh, tell him your plans, right? Yeah. Well, I had this vision of who I believed was going to be the people that propelled me to, you know, I guess, superstar status within Salt Lake City. And a lot of people have helped me and, you know, connected me with the right people to get opportunities. So it's all appreciated. But I really thought there was going to be people, you know, outside of, like, you know, you guys that was, you know, which I consider you guys friends and family. Yeah. So that I really got to lock in with and partner up with, that would see me for what I saw me for. We would go the distance. So it didn't necessarily happen that way. The opportunities were coming from left field, completely other people that I did not expect. And that's what I'm focusing on those relationships that I have, and nurturing those relationships, and understanding that that's the space I belong in. Those are the lanes that my opportunities are coming from. So I need to focus on those and not chase anything else or the way I thought I would do it, and just kind of accepting what's coming to me. And that's a big thing. A lot of people can't do that. You know, I'm one of them. Was, you know, forcing something for a little while. And then next thing you know, you got to step back and look at what rooms you're in, and not all rooms, you know, are good rooms for you. No matter who's in them. You know, I mean, that just might not be the right room. So that's what we've been focused on, man. Making sure we're stepping in the right rooms, making the most of our time, building the brand up, and staying focused and locked in on the goal. And, you know, just defying the odds. Just defying the odds, man. Nobody's beating my door down saying we got to sign Mike Styles. Like, even though I'm talented, I think the world of myself. I know a lot of people who do as well. That's just the reality of it. So I'm putting in the work now to where undeniably you have to look up and go, we got to have this guy, because he's just outworking everybody else. And that's how my life's been. So,
well, it's like when you start thinking about who you're looking at in your circle and the right rooms, the wrong rooms, right? It's something to be said about when you hit that path that you're on right now. You tend to make the right people jealous and the wrong people nervous. And you're seeing that in your development now, and it'll continue to happen. But it's good you recognize those things, bro. So yeah, like I'm happy for you. I applaud the hustle that you put into this because it's been cool to watch, and I'm excited to see where Mike Styles goes.
We are going on tour next year. I'm telling you. If not this year, we will see. But I want to run the region. There's certain things I just can't talk about. Like, it's cool to be back in that position to where you have privileged information. It's been a while since I've been in that seat. So I really like that. But I just feel really mature. I put in my 10,000 hours. You know what I mean? I've taken the L's. I've been beat up. Practice squad, if you want to call it that. Worked my way up the depth chart. And now it's really time to like show and prove with the opportunities that I have. And we'll see, but I'm fine like wine. I don't feel 30 is the new 20, man. I feel that's another thing, fighting stigmas. 33 rapping. Some people still really hate on those things. But there's a lane for it.
Yeah, for sure.
There's
for
a
sure.
lane. So
I think you're carving it out the way that you need to, bro, which is good. Which is super dope.
Yeah. What you got going on your side?
Bro, just trying to make it through the craziness right now. The economy's crazy, which means work's crazy. The all the banks that are folding right now has put a lot of pressure in a lot of places. So it's just navigating right now, and then you add on top of that the baby. It's a lot, bro. But it's a welcome challenge. I enjoy it. I love solving problems. I love being that guy that people come to. Like it's cool, bro.
Do you feel like a true OG? Like you already felt like an OG, but now do you really? Since you have a child now, does that change? Like, feel more like a dad? Like,
kind of. Really though, I think he's made me feel younger though, bro.
That's cool.
Like honestly, I really think he makes me feel younger because I'm like, I gotta be spry, bro. Like I gotta be ready to go at any point because he's ready to go when he wants to go. Like I don't get to dictate shit no more. He dictates everything that happens in the house. So I'm just like, all right, bro. Like you tell me. I'm here for you. You tell me what we're doing today. So it's cool, bro. It's been a cool curveball in the life, and I'm loving it right now for sure.
That's dope, for man. Sure. There's something to be said about having children look up to you.
Yeah, it's weird, bro, because you don't know what they see. You want them to see the right things, but they see everything. So it's like I'm trying to be very aware of that. And make sure what I'm asking him to do as he's growing and learning matches what I would do.
For sure.
So there's no misconception, no confusion on his part. It's like, oh, my dad says this, and he does that. Yeah. Versus like, oh, don't do that, but dad's over there doing that. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
so
do as I say. Not
yeah,
as I do.
I want to be the best representation that I can for him.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I love that. How's Cambria adjusting?
She's good. She's good, bro. Just, adjusting like I am, just trying to figure it out day by day, hour by hour sometimes.
Couldn't imagine. Do you sleep well?
Yeah, he's starting to sleep well. It's like he hit 7 months old and everything kind of clicked for him. Yeah. Because while I was on leave, like he was not sleeping. Him and I were just like up for no reason. And he hit 7 months old, and now he's sleeping through the whole night, bro, which is great. Finally getting some sleep-ish. So it's good, bro. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Good, man. Good.
All right, we'll take a pause. We got some guests coming back in. So let's break for a minute.
Check it out. So we are back. And in case you guys are wondering where we're at, we are at the other side of the Beehive.
Takeover.
We have hijacked their podcast.
Gunshot.
Angel is somewhere locked up. You know what I mean? Thank you for that assistance right there, Mike.
Hey man,
it was really on some Tommy and Ghost shit.
I had a past.
Yeah.
So wait, who's Tommy? Who's Ghost?
I feel like I'm more Mr. St. Patrick. You know what I mean? Like you have too much of a guilty conscience.
Me?
Yeah.
I think you're kind of right. I don't know, man. I'm pretty good at like manipulating people.
True. Okay.
Good way, in a good way. I use it for good.
He said it.
But it's like, hey, I can talk my
You
way
have to
in.
clarify.
I can talk my way into some shit.
Right.
Talk my way right back out.
I also
of some
got
shit.
shot by my own son, and you kept living. So, you know what I mean? Spoiler alert.
Talk that shit.
But check it out. So we are hijacking the other side of the Beehive
Yes.
podcast. And for those who don't know, we are the Young OG Perspective, where we
Yes.
push positivity, change the narrative, and move the culture. We like to
every day.
highlight friends and family around the community who look like us, talk like us, or have a similar background. So we are definitely down with the LGBTQ plus. In case you guys are wondering, you don't necessarily need to be black. We just happen to be minority and hang out with a lot of black folks. So that's the you know what I mean. That's kind of the demographic of our guests. We are in Utah, like the other side of the Beehive, and we stand for similar things as far as representation in Utah.
Yep.
They named their podcast "The Other Side of the Beehive" because they wanted to get away from the stereotypical things like, you know, Utah's full of white people. Well, it is. But, you know, Utah's really Mormon, LDS. These guys met doing construction and basically met around the water cooler, telling water cooler jokes, and said, let's start a podcast. And I have to applaud them, even though Angel's locked up in the closet right now, because they are like 200 some odd episodes. When you think about Young OG Media, you think about quality, right? You think about the visuals. You see our skits. You know what I mean? The tenacity, the pizzazz. You know how talented we are. They are in the same conversation with the consistency to run something week after week after week after week.
Crazy
takes,
consistency.
You know, what did Nipsey say? Dedication, hard work, plus patience. You know what I mean? And Angel is relentless week after week getting these episodes out, even if his co-host is out of town because his co-host has kids.
Yep.
You know, Angel has his own situation, but Angel makes it a point to get these episodes out. So you got to be willing to you know, cry over this shit. You got to be willing to lose sleep over this shit. So we share the same grind and the same message as far as representation in Utah. So that's what we're doing. We're hijacking the podcast. So for their platform, who's wondering, that's a little bit about, you know, what we do.
Yes, sir.
You know what I
One
mean?
time for the other side of
that.
Beehive.
Yes.
sir.
Shout out.
There we go.
They
Shout
might
out.
be in the closet right now, but shout out.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
Trapped
Look,
in the
you gotta
closet.
do what you gotta do to get
Are we
more
still
airtime.
listening to R. Kelly?
Honestly, that's a really good question though.
The answer is no.
As a Chicagoan?
Do you still listen to Michael Jackson?
No.
As a Chicagoan, we're
Michael
not
Jackson was
listening to R.
different.
Kelly.
Is it?
Wait, what?
But was it ever?
Does it need to be?
I don't know. See, I don't know.
Look, I get it why we don't want to. Artist, an individual. Do you look at Picasso's work still? Or do you judge him off of cutting his own ear off and doing all this crazy shit? Like, artist and person. The person and personal choices, I do not agree with at all.
Make it plain.
But, like, bro, I'm going to remix some Ignition.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I'm going to look at the man in the mirror. You know what I mean?
I had to tell myself. So look, with Michael, one, he's my first like inspiration. So I was like, yo, I'm going to hold on to the version of him that I know. That's just it. I was like, I just can't. I was like, I have to.
It's like hanging on to a bad ex.
No, it's not. It's different.
No, he did you wrong, though.
Did he do me wrong?
Yes.
What do you do?
You look up to somebody, an idol, and they do something out of character that shatters.
Look, they're in the court system, in the court of
Mike's
law,
trying to get legal
in the
now.
court of law.
Mike's
What
trying
was
to
the
speak
ruling?
legalese.
What was the ruling?
Welcome back.
No, I understand legal and all of
Kate-
that.
yeah.
But as a creator, all of you all are creators. So much of what we create is so much about us as
yeah,
people.
for sure.
And so you do have to acknowledge the person
yeah.
in what they create.
You do.
And
That's
what they
true.
create still might be beautiful. I'm not gonna negate that. But
I mean, I'm not buying their records.
You're streaming
you
it.
just want to keep listening to it. Right.
Look, I'm
Hey,
saying,
look.
I'm not going out of my way to put the song on. But if a song comes on
You gonna
and
do
I
it.
enjoy it, I'll enjoy it because it takes you back to a specific time and a point in your life. Like if you grew up listening to one or the other and you listen to it at family cookouts and it takes you back to nostalgia, like I'm not shutting it off, but I'm not going out of my way to put it on either. You know what I mean? Like
So Morgan, you don't think it's the energy and the voice, like you can't like disconnect that from the person?
Again, I mean, the creation's beautiful. Like
Because-
what's been created is beautiful and evergreen. It will be here forever.
Right.
And
But as a Chicagoan, you don't listen to R. Kelly.
no, that
Okay.
is not the correct answer. No.
That's funny. Only reason I said that is because you remind me of my Jeep popped in my head the other
Oh,
day.
Lord.
And I was like, damn, that was my joint. And then I immediately went to, this nigga ruined everything. Like everything. Then I went through the
Facts, bro.
catalog in my head.
You did,
and I had a
bro, I
moment for
know.
a second, and I was just like, this shit sucks.
Y'all
Yeah.
still watching the Cosby's?
I ain't watched the Cosby's in a minute,
saying,
but you know
bro,
what?
like-
You'll get me in my tinfoil thing because that was a whole setup. That's a different conversation.
Oh, Lord.
That's a different podcast, and we're not doing that one today.
But when you said as a creator, so I cut your knowledge off. I'm so sorry, sis. You said as a creator, like so you feel like the whole body work should just be gone if they did something out of pocket.
I mean, I still think the creation itself deserves it will be in the space, it will be in the world, and we will continue to admire it, have nostalgia around it, all of that.
Right.
But to continue to support the creator, I think and you're continuing to support by continuing to help them make money essentially by streaming
sure.
the
Gotcha.
music, by buying their albums, all of that. I think that's the gray area.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so,
I get I get that. I think because there's so many like levels to that conversation, right? Because then you can go to the other side and say, I listen to, all these gangbangers talking about shooting people and blah 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 blah, and that's what they're promoting. You know what's happening, and it's like, do you want to tolerate that and know that your representation and your listening supports it and all these narratives? So like, there's so many gray areas with artists in general. But yeah, I agree. Like, it's hard because you do want to separate one or the other, but
dang,
you
did
can't.
You see what happened? I got everybody to agree with me.
I don't know, man. I don't know, because people be feeling the type of way about Christopher Brown still.
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
Talk about it.
Oh yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
it's like, what do we do? Kevin Hart cheated 2 times. Like,
Oh no, you could cheat.
so it's subjective. Nah, I'm just playing. Like, nah, but I feel like it's
So
definitely.
it comes down to the level of fuck up, basically.
It
is
comes
what
down
you
to your,
saying.
to your level
What
of
did
tolerance.
you do? Oh, you killed somebody? Nah, you're good. Go ahead, bro.
So Morgan, you're at your best friend's wedding and R. Kelly just happens to be one of the songs. Are you jamming? Are you in the bathroom? Like, what's going on?
My friends know better.
Oh, see, come on, you dancing.
and quietly in my head, I'm like, you remind me of
Oh, my
Jesus."
Jesus.
I'm online.
Something like a sign.
You just had to be there, y'all. If you wasn't there when it was
Right.
at its peak,
Right.
you don't
You don't
get
understand.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
You
It's
just don't
it's
get it.
hard to forget
Yeah.
some of those things.
We
It's
will
not
But
forget.
I stopped. I can't listen to anything post like Fiesta though.
True.
Yeah, I don't-
Okay.
I mean, I don't,
Like I
I
had
don't
to
think
take.
many people can.
I had
wish,
to take
I
back
wish.
the love letters.
That was terrible.
all of that. All of that.
That was terrible.
But that all
12
that was correction for the shit that was going on.
That's why I couldn't. It's
Yeah.
too late.
like
Atonement.
I agree. With,
What about all the stuff he wrote, though?
Yeah, it's
I
hard
mean,
too.
you can acknowledge his greatness as an
Bum, bum,
artist.
bum.
No,
He
he
100%.
is a great artist.
Okay.
R. Kelly, he just fucked up his legacy for real. That's what
Yeah.
happened.
Oh yeah, factual,
Yeah.
bro.
But
Thank
we
you.
are
Hey.
in.
Speaking of legacy, we are sitting with Morgan of Blended Studio, and she is the CEO of Blended Tech Company, where they bring high-tech, mobile-first automated solutions to low-tech recruitment in the trucking industry.
Love that.
I like that.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You know what I mean? We had a little moment in the hallway. I feel like I've been getting ghosted. So here at the Young OG Perspective, we've had people on before they blow up. I can think of
Many people. Yeah.
They blow up. I reach back out. Where are they now? What's different? What are they doing?
Yeah.
I get ghosted and I get in my feelings. I'm light skinned. You know what I mean? So
That's fair.
Oh Lord.
I get in my feelings. So, it's only right that we shoot up, right? When it comes to tapping in with the community and sitting down with people and, inviting this young lady to be a part of a conversation. You know what I mean? So she actually held me accountable and said, "Hey, we still doing this? Because I put a placeholder in my phone. Are we still doing this?" So thank you so much for showing up. And
Of course.
I can already tell by just bringing up R. Kelly, the conversation is going to be great. So I am super excited. Thank you for taking time out of your day. I know you're really busy and you got a lot going on. And we're gonna get right into it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Morgan of Blended Studio.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Show.
I like I said, I'm doing really well. I came through a blizzard to be
Well,
here.
I appreciate
today.
you,
We
sis.
appreciate
I
you. Man,
appreciate
look,
you.
man.
I appreciate you.
Calm down, girl. I drove in that same way.
We met all together,
You're
right?
from Chicago.
Right. This ain't nothing.
Right.
We met all together, right?
Honestly, I can't remember the
Wakanda.
first time we met.
I remember you all from the Wakanda
Yes.
event. Me and my partner Evan, we walked the red carpet.
Yeah.
I remember that. Also, Harlem.
Evening in Harlem.
Evening in Harlem.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah, we met there as well.
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm new to Utah, so still a new face. So yeah.
Yeah. How long you been here?
Since August 2022. So what's that?
We close to a year. And what's 6 months?
Yeah, a year and a half. Pretty new though.
Yeah.
She didn't even know about the pollution. I was telling her about the pollution,
Yeah,
like
I
how
didn't know
this snow and rain is actually good. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
That's what's up. Okay, so you've been here almost a year.
No. Well, what is that?
I just
It's
assume
what?
anything past 6 months is almost a year.
Okay,
in my
fine.
life. You
Almost
closer
a
to the
year.
other side.
Yeah.
You round all the way up.
Okay,
Look, man, 0.6.
It's been 8 months. It's been 8 months.
There you go. You've been here 8 months. You moved from Chicago.
Yes.
Tell me about that transition coming from Chicago to Utah, and just give me a little insight of like the difference in culture, that process, your decision
man, you
making.
just hold on.
break it down.
Break it
Hold on.
down.
Okay,
Break it
so-
all the way
Yeah.
down.
So here's what had happened.
You see what happened was?
What had happened was, so I'll leave a part of the story for later, but I essentially inherited a company, a tech company.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Right, we're gonna get there. So I inherited a tech company, and frankly, I come from the world of education, and so I wasn't quite sure what to do with this thing. But I saw enough magic in it to make the decision of this is worth trying for, but I need resources in order to do that. And so I was visiting Utah. I'll explain that later too. But came here to visit Utah, and I was at a luncheon for the University of Utah. This was in May 2022. And I learned about a new program that they had. It was called the Master of Business Creation. And have you ever had that feeling where you hear about something and your whole body heats up because you know that is exactly right for you? So that happened at that luncheon. So that's May. By June, I had applied for the program. By July, I'd been accepted into the program, got a full ride scholarship. The caveat was I had to physically live here in Utah. So it was the quickest transition of my life. So July 8th, I was accepted to be here in Utah before August 11th to start school.
Wow.
So a big part of me moving here was to actually start school at the University of Utah.
I love that.
yeah.
That's
Congratulations. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, I got one more thing to add about that.
Go ahead.
For which, in about 30 days, I will be the first African-American graduate of that program.
Wow.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Talk to him.
Congratulations.
Talk to him.
Thank
This
you.
is the conversation to not hold back. Speak your truth. Talk your shit.
Okay.
If you want to trucker swear, like what we was talking about, trucker curse words.
Yeah, trucker curse.
Okay.
Yeah, trucker curse.
Is that like? I think of like people that shouldn't be swearing. Like when you told me that, like someone that's like, fucker. No.
When I say trucker.
Like with the ER, everything got the ER on it. You know what I mean? It's the trucker world.
So I struggle because people talk to me and they say, "Oh, you're so proper," or "You're so poised," and so when I curse, it's like, "Ooh."
For real. When you curse, you probably give them that feeling you felt when you heard about the MBA program.
Yeah, well, yeah. Get all hot inside.
Say it again. Damn.
I love it.
oh my God.
So how's the transition been from Chicago to Utah?
So it's been a transition. Long story short, culturally it's very different.
Right.
You kind of hit on this earlier, but I'm coming from a world where I was one of many of Black people to now where I'm one of few. And so, but what I will say is Utah's Black community or community of color in general is very strong.
Yeah, it's thriving.
And yes, it's thriving. It's well connected. And so I've enjoyed that part of the transition. And being in school, running a business full time, it has been very busy. It's a lot all at once. I've also transitioned with a partner, so we went from like, hey boo, let's date, to now we live together, have to figure out life. So.
Wait, hold on. Let's stop right there. Hold on. So y'all were just casually dating in Chicago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll tell you a little story about that.
Yeah,
They came out with
talk about
with
it.
you here.
Let me explain.
All right. Let's see. Let's see.
So we had to have a very tough conversation. As we were casually dating, but we knew it was a worthwhile, experience building towards something. And I had to look this man in the face, who I'd been dating less than a year at that point, and say, I have this amazing opportunity to go out to Utah. But this is not like I'm going to fly there and fly right back. I have to live there for at least 9 months. And I'm very well organized. So I gave him a schedule of here's how we can fly back and forth and, kind of see each other long distance. He wasn't really having it, and he made it very clear to me that that wasn't really going to work. So I did not know he did this. He drove out to my parents' house. They live in the suburbs of Chicago, about 45 minutes to an hour outside of the city. He went to talk to them and told them, I love your daughter. And I know we're new, I know all of that, but this is worth pursuing. So with your permission and blessing, I like to move out to Utah with her.
Wow.
He came back, I didn't know this story. Then he's like, okay, I'm gonna come to Utah with you. And I'm like, what? How did we get here? Learn the story, and I'm like, man, you're really gonna show up for me like that? And just as much as I figured out how to move my life, he figured out how to move his, so we could continue ours together.
Love that.
Wow. That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
I know.
Yeah.
That's
man,
my
look.
boo.
Give it up for Black love one time.
Hey, Hallmark.
Love that.
Get a movie special going.
I
For
might
real.
get in trouble for telling that story, but
Nah, that's
he's
beautiful. That's a
he's
beautiful
good
That's
story.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should be proud of that. That's
Yeah.
Exclusive.
Yeah. Young OG exclusive.
Hey, got it.
That's dope. I love that.
But no, yeah. There was another question. I'm sorry. I don't know if I answered it.
No, you're good. You're doing just fine, man.
So
We just here chilling.
So I know you've came here and you've rubbed shoulders with the people you're supposed to rub shoulders with. And that's how I always explain. Like, I want to be an advocate for people of color to kind of just find, find it out here. You know what I mean? And find a home base and get comfortable. You know what I mean? Was it hard to connect? Or because I know you be rolling with Tanisha, Sydney, everybody's favorite auntie, Miss Nikki Walker. Like, you're definitely rolling. Like, if there was like a Marvel of like Black ladies in Utah, like, it's definitely them three. You know what I mean? So, like, I know you like. How did you connect with all those like heavy hitters so fast?
Okay, so let's get into the real story. Y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
I knew there was something.
Let's
Stop
get into the real
pandering.
You warmed up.
So, I want that. Yeah. So I didn't come out here. So this is a divine journey I'm on.
Okay.
And so I said a little bit earlier, I inherited a business. So my twin brother, Cameron Russell Williams, he was quite a celebrity out here in Utah. He was a connector. He worked at Domo. He was a member of the Utah Black Chamber. He was onboarding to the Board of Utah Foster Care. He just did a lot in, with, and for the community out here.
Yeah.
The tech community, business community, and diverse community as well. And unfortunately, Cameron passed away. June 2021, unexpectedly.
Rest in power.
Thank you. From complications with a brain tumor. But many of the connections you're seeing me navigate, these were introductions of Cameron's friends. And Some of them I knew, many of them I met at Cameron's memorial services here, and they really showed up and showed out for our family. But this was the community of women who really showed up and showed out for our family. I mean, down to as a family, we didn't fully know the impact and power Cameron had here in Utah. But when we came and saw billboards honoring his legacy, when we were invited to memorial services that were taking place at the aquarium.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to know that these were some of the women, some of the people who came together, amongst others, who made that happen. From the standpoint of being a sister, I was so honored and I can do nothing but respect them. And so when my story brought me here, I was welcomed with open arms.
Okay.
And they, it was like, hey, what do you need? And I was very clear. I'm here in Utah to take my own adventure, but also and more so to continue the legacy my brother started. And with that, they were like, come sister, and I felt embraced, and so that's
now you are an avenger.
now I'm an avenger. I love that.
Love it. Love it.
Yes.
Nah, that's an incredible story. So it's crazy you say that, because there's this thing about, like, at least this year for me, I've been saying everything's divine timing. Do you feel like, I guess, where were you at in your life when the opportunity came and connected you to here? And what did that feel like in your mind? What was kind of going through your head at the moment where you're like, wow, this is something I want to do. I lost my brother. This is his company. And, I'm leading here. Like, are you faithful? Like, did you feel like God's calling me here? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, like I said, it's an absolute divine journey. So Cameron passed in June. For stability of the company, July 2021, I stepped into the role of CEO of his company called Everwoke. And so Everwoke, it was an award-winning logistics automation company serving the trucking industry. It pivoted a little bit with no-code technology. I won't get too technical. But overall, I was in a space where I had already made the decision that I was going to step up. And we're often called to do that, to step up into roles we're probably not quite ready for.
Yeah,
right.
But when you're ready to own it, you have to learn and figure out how am I going to do this.
Yep.
And by May, before May that year, by the end of 2021, I decided I'm going to do this. I just didn't quite know how. But every time, because I had to come back and forth to Utah to handle Cameron's various affairs, every time I was here, I was home. I was home, and I was helped. I was supported. I had an ecosystem around me. And when I thought about how am I going to do this, it wasn't going to get solved in Chicago. But every time I came here, I got just a little bit further, a little bit more information, another connection. And like I said, when I sat at that luncheon in May, I knew, my body knew this is where I needed to be if I was going to figure out how to actually make this happen.
Just all kind of clicked then. It just felt the way that it needed to.
Yeah, and I'm a very logical, reasonable person.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
There you go.
I work in the tech world. I get it.
Okay, but I'll say this has been a journey of feeling.
Yeah.
And which is new, but it's opened up a different level of me in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it helps with the logic, right?
Yeah.
I've always been a person that's like, if the numbers don't make sense, if it logically don't make sense, I have a hard time understanding it.
Yeah.
I had to go through some things to allow the emotional side to impact a lot of that, and I've made better decisions because of allowing that to happen. I still have to keep some things at bay because I deal with numbers, right? But it elevates a lot.
It does.
For sure.
And it's a new experience for me. Like I said, me and Cameron were twins. I wasn't the feeling twin. I was this is the logical way to approach things. And some people even say, like, it's kind of unreasonable for you to think that you could take over a tech company with no experience in trucking, no experience in tech. You've never lived in Utah. Like, why do you think that this is a good idea? And the thing I've really had to come back to and reflect on is nothing in my life makes sense anymore. I lost the only person who was ever always on the journey with me.
Yeah.
It was never supposed to go like this.
Right.
I mean, never. We had plans.
Yeah.
And I lost my person.
Yeah.
And so it shook my world. And so I had to really figure out how to operate in the world in a way that didn't make sense to me. And in order to do that, I had to feel my way through it. And I allowed myself to be open enough to
the experience.
To the experience and to the divine journey.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
I mean, I can say that you're honoring his legacy right now.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's no way,
Legacy.
you know, that he's not, you know, smiling down, you know. So I too, I'm from Indiana. You know, I've been out here 4 years. I'm not from Utah, and I consider myself, you know, somewhat of a trailblazer. But as you mentioned earlier, you'll be the first African American to graduate from the program.
Yeah. Oh, you know what else I just learned? I'm also, this apparently just came out. I'm also the first black female CEO of a trucking logistics company in the state of Utah as well. So I'm just making history.
A lot of
out
firsts.
that.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
The gates are wide open
Yeah.
out here
They are.
for, you know, minorities in general, right?
Yeah.
But obviously we're talking about black people today. Right now, you have on Black Utah.
I'm about to give you
Yes.
one.
Neck.
I'm about to give you one.
Representing
Saturday,
the Utah
Friday.
Black
Tomorrow I'm gonna give you
Chamber.
one tomorrow.
You want to get one
I'm
tomorrow?
gonna pull up at the little shop at Zion's. Not little, but the black market at Zion's.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you
Yes.
go.
I got me some
love
butter
that.
a couple weeks ago.
Ooh, yeah. Check out the baklava too.
I already been on the baklava.
I got
Yeah.
that.
Oh
I got
man,
that at
I
the
already
crib.
been on that.
I'm gonna open
Yeah.
that tonight. I got it
Yeah.
at the crib.
Oh, there's also an author there. He has
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
man. So I haven't had a lot of time to read, but I am like into this book. So
Oh.
yeah, check out the author.
Okay.
Check out the baklava.
Okay.
And yeah, the butter.
The butter.
That's on point.
There we go. A black market in Utah. Who would have thought?
But you know, I want to stop right here because you're you know, talking about your firsts, right? As far as like
Yeah.
first black person to do this, first black person to do that. It's kind of like neurotic in a way because my uncle was the first black lawyer. And that was a long time ago. I also have a cousin that was the first black ski patrol. And it's 2023 and we're still having firsts.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy? Like, so you weren't at the brunch,
I wasn't.
okay. So, shout out to Judge Shauna. I think she's
Yeah.
one of the first black judges.
Yeah.
Talked about how she got connected with all the representatives when she was trying to get a
I think it was Orrin Hatch.
Orrin Hatch, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
When she was trying to get letters of recommendations to go to law school, and
Cool
she
story.
said I talked to the guy who shined all of these guys' shoes. Who was that? My grandfather. It's crazy. This is years ago, like 4 or 5 decades ago, and we're still having firsts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know we're heading in the right direction, but you know,
Right.
sometimes you got to stop and pause and just think like there's a lot more work to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
work.
A lot of work.
Especially in tech. You know, Utah's becoming a tech mecca.
Oh, yeah.
With silicon slopes and all of that.
True.
But the conversation around diversity in this space
Talk about it.
It's real.
Yeah.
And I'm often in rooms where when I came here, I was in rooms where I thought I was the only, but now I realize I'm in rooms where I am the first.
Shit.
And that the gravity of that. But it's okay because you have to have one to have two to have
Yeah.
3 to 4
Hey.
and beyond.
Talk that shit.
And so, you know, it's cool. I get to start the party. Which that's not my typical I'm an introvert. So that's not my typical play, but here we are.
Yeah.
You know, gotta step into new
Yeah.
legacies.
Yeah, step into your power.
So
Yeah.
so what's a day-to-day for you look like then? Like, you know, you say you're very organized, you're education based, you got accolades, and you're CEO of a company, like, you know.
Yeah, well, I'm in school full time. So, you know, 6:30 in the morning, wake up, get dressed. Actually, I've started a new routine where I'm really trying to be very intentional about how I first move my body, move my mind through meditation, nourish my mind through reflection, then nourish my body through actually eating breakfast. So it's those small things, but I'm trying to take care of myself so that I can show up for all the things that I'm trying to show up for.
Very important.
But early morning, work out, do all the things I just mentioned, get in the car, commute from Lehigh down to the U, go to class, in between, send some emails, come back home, take a break, kiss my boo.
Shout out to Evan.
Shout out to Evan.
Shout out to Evan.
Evan's cool.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't need to be so geeked, but
It's always the introverts.
Get my homework done, and then the weekends are really spent doing more of the strategic work to really move the business forward. And in this particular program, it's not a typical academic setting. It's really intended to be, we're giving you the knowledge you need to apply almost immediately to move your business forward. And so I do that, and also spend my weekends connecting with my people.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. So you inherited your brother's business.
Yes.
It's Everwoke.
Yes.
Okay. And your business now, what's the difference between the two?
Yeah, good question. So Everwoke and Blended still in the trucking space. But if you knew Cameron, he was a really big thinker. He was also a genius when it came to technology. The product he built was absolute magic, and I'm the strategic arm. So my job was to figure out how do we get this to market as soon as possible. In the world of startup, what you don't have is time, and you don't have a lot of money either. Yeah. And so we had to move quickly and get some momentum if this was going to try to survive.
Yeah, makes sense.
And so Blended, I call it the evolution of Everwoke, because essentially it's a distilled down version of what he was creating. And so Cameron was in a position where he could build custom software for the myriad of challenges that face the trucking industry. I decided to target one specific and highly prioritized issue in trucking, which is driver recruitment.
Yep.
And so I distilled down the technology to really focus on that specific problem. And so Blended, it's not an all-encompassing software. It is a software that is helping to make recruitment more automated and efficient, so that we could get drivers on the road more quickly.
So is it recruitment for permanent positions, or is it
Permanent.
contracting?
Permanent. Yeah,
Dope.
permanent positions. Yeah.
Love that. And that's nationwide. Like how are you guys operating at the moment?
Yeah, so we serve a national base.
Love it.
And so I had the privilege in trying to figure out what was going to happen with Everwoke to actually have the opportunity to sit down with CEOs of various carriers, learn about their fleets, learn about their challenges, and no matter what came up, the number one trend is I need to find people. And when I dug into that deeper, I'm like, but I see your job postings. Aren't you? Like, why is this hard? And what it came down to is there's job postings, there's people who are interested in your role, but then there becomes this task of actually making sure that the people you're getting are qualified, that they're interested, that they're engaged, that they actually want the job that you're presenting out there. And the manual pieces of that work. It could take weeks to figure these things out, especially when you're faxing documents back and forth.
Yeah,
And so
it's one of those industries that they've kind of been in. They're still in a lot of legacy and archaic ways with what they're doing.
yeah, and I'm looking at this like, wait a minute, we can fix this. There's technology out here, I promise. and so I, as an outsider, this was so clear to me.
Yeah.
And as we're bringing this solution to the space, I don't have to sell people on you have a problem. They're like,
They already have the problem.
Yeah, they're like,
I can solve it.
you built a solution? And
Yeah.
I'm like, yes. So, and here's how much.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask. So
How much it's gonna
are you
cost.
selling it as a straight up just SaaS product,
Yeah, so yeah.
or is it based on the number of headcount they're trying to hire? Is it just a one single cost based on your business, different for enterprise customers versus smaller?
Excellent question. So we are just in the phase where we actually just signed our first client. Excitingly
Yes,
enough.
give it up, give it up, give it up.
So, and we've pitched quite a bit. we officially signed our first client.
Love it.
But as far as pricing, we're figuring that out. We're young. We officially established. So I pivoted and officially established Blended Studios January 2023. So just this year. So we're moving fast. We're moving furious. But there's still so much to learn. And as far as right sizing our pricing, still working on that.
We're going through the same thing because we just launched a SaaS product as a new offering for our company, and we're going through all of that right now as well.
Yep.
Contracts, right sizing, pricing, depending on customer sizing, per seat, per yeah. Get it.
But I think I mentioned earlier, I'm learning how to talk trucking.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, what we are doing is we have a solution that could get asses in seats.
Talking the language.
Hey, I just got that. I got that warm feeling inside.
That warm feeling.
You got high in here, man.
You know what I mean?
I love
And with
that.
that being said, let's take a quick break really quick and we'll regroup. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Appreciate
Young OG perspective. How do we feel about Logic saying the N-word?
I mean, what are we supposed to say? Like, he's biracial.
He's light skinned.
But then he just find out he's biracial?
Nah, he's been rapping about that forever, bro.
Casual. This kid's been rapping for like 10 years.
Yeah.
About being biracial?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought he just met his dad and he started saying the word the N-word.
You don't think it's ironic that after every time he says the word,
We won't say that.
yeah, not today, that he follows it up with a comment about being biracial because he understands that his skin tone
Yeah.
and what he looks like doesn't really
Match.
equate that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But his dad is black.
that's
like,
wild.
Black. But I understand. There's a
Yeah.
feeling sometimes because obviously, are you referring to the Today Was a Good Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, the recent one. Yeah. You know, sometimes like, aesthetically, it does look
It
weird.
just didn't flow right.
It really felt forced.
Yeah.
It felt
see,
very
there you go.
forced. And I'm a fan. You know,
Yeah.
I've listened to his music quite a bit. But yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is, man. That's who he is. That's what he identifies as, and that's the Census Bureau going call him black. So look, I'm not finna be here to tell him what he can and can't say if that's what it is. So
Because you just found out are you kind of biracial or are you?
now I am. Yeah, I didn't really think. I knew I probably was,
Right.
but it was never like confirmed. So my entire life up until like 3 years ago, I was like, I'm just black. My mom's light skinned.
Your
My
dad's
dad's
light-skinned?
like,
Yeah.
Nah, my dad's regular, skin tone, whatever. And I'm like, I just came out light. I was like, that's probably one of them generational things or whatever. But people are like, are you mixed? I'm like, no, both of my parents are black. Both my mom's parents were black. She's just light skinned.
Yeah.
And I took the DNA test. I was like, man, I just want to know more.
What'd it come up
and
at?
it came back, I'm 24% European.
Okay.
So I'm mixed to an extent.
Okay.
And then the other 66 is African American. Primarily the most dominant was Nigerian. So
Oh, okay.
thought that was dope. Little Niger boy, right? But I want to go learn more about it. I think that's really cool. Makes me want to dive into the culture a lot more. I do want to go over to Africa and kind of understand it and learn about it and things like that. I think that's very important. But yeah, I guess I'm mixed.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed. I can't lie. I was like, man, I got I'm part white.
Yeah.
I was a little mad about it. I ain't gonna lie, I was mad. I was fucking mad about it.
What about you, Morgan?
I've never done the
Okay.
ancestry.
Okay.
Yeah. Just out here.
Spanish?
Mexican and Spanish.
Mexican and Spanish.
Yeah, I got the whole conflict in my bloodline. It's like the war, all of it. Like my blood's fighting my blood right now.
You the child they would have fought over back then. Like you'd have been the one to change it all.
Yeah, it's
The one
rough.
to change it
The
all.
chosen one. Yeah, no, that's part of the reason why I want to go to Spain so bad though. Like I've been to Mexico. I've got to experience
Right,
that
for
side of
sure.
my culture. I've been to the temples. I've been to the jungles. Like I've experienced that shit and I love it. I love it. There's still areas in Mexico that I want to go. Like I want to go to Mexico City. I want to go there.
Yeah.
I think it'd be beautiful to see. But I haven't got to experience the Spanish side of me. I want to go to Spain. I want to see that side of the culture. I want to understand more of it. So there's been a lot of emphasis in my household on doing that because I've got to experience the other side of it.
Yeah.
I grew up in a Latin household where everything was predominantly Mexican. My mom's side is Spanish. My grandfather passed away when she was very young. So that side of the culture really didn't get held onto a lot, especially because he was, generations passed down. So I want to experience that as a whole and learning about that a lot more. So going to Africa and experience that side of it, bro, that's beautiful. Like,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And whatever
thank you.
European part you are, there's a lot of European.
For sure.
So like, I wouldn't be
sure.
mad that you're European. Like,
Yeah, it's fair. But initially,
I get it.
I was thinking Christopher Columbus, but immediately I was like, beat this up. Fuck that nigga.
No, bro, I get it.
We have no control over this. I can beep it out visually, but I don't know what angels do.
Tell
No, I get it, bro.
I was
think,
mad.
I think at this day and age, though, like regardless, like everybody has some form of bloodline.
Yeah.
Like it's just part of it, and that's why it trips me out when people are like I'm this, I'm that, and like, have you checked? Because I can tell you right now, no.
Yeah.
Absolutely the fuck not.
To be real, I identify as Black American. That's just how I was like, I'm Black and I was born in America. That's what I identify as. But I definitely want to go see where I came from.
Yeah, like I'm
That's
American.
The big thing. Like I'm
I'm
never
American,
going to.
but my heritage is Mexican
For
and
sure.
Spanish.
And I think I'm very aware of like I'm never gonna be like I'm Nigerian. Like, you know what I mean? That doesn't feel right because I don't understand that culture. I don't know where it comes from. They do things differently than how I've done things my entire life.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a lot of people.
Yeah.
You're born into what you're born into.
Yeah, Miguel talks shit to me a lot when he's like, bro, you're not Mexican. I'm like, bro, I grew up the same way you did. Like, I don't speak Spanish the way you do, but we grew up the same fucking way.
So are you really Mexican?
Because I don't speak Spanish?
I'm playing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know if that's
man.
what makes you Mexican.
Morgan, what makes you black? No, I'm playing.
Oh, goodness.
I'm playing. But yeah, let's jump into the NBA All-Star pitch.
Yeah,
We're gonna take it.
we were talking earlier, shout out to Utah Black Chamber.
Yes.
Yes.
We love them. Incredible things.
Yes.
Dr. Sydney Shorter,
Yep.
Yes.
CEO of the year,
Yeah, shout out.
recognized by Utah Business.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did their thing
So
today,
that was big. I was incredibly just blown away when I saw that. But you recently were part of the NBA All-Star Pitch competition.
Yes.
You were a finalist.
Yes.
Talk about that experience.
Oh man, that was incredible. So to have started this journey and a month later be pitching the NBA during All-Star Weekend.
And you smoked it because I went on the Instagram Live.
Thank
Sorry to
you.
cut your knowledge, but I just had to give you those flowers. Like you smoked
twice.
it.
I appreciate
one more.
it.
Smoked it. You know
I
what I mean?
appreciate it. Thank you. But I mean, what an incredible experience. First, I know you shouted out Dr. Sydney Shorter in the Black Chamber, but to have the vision to even make that type of connection and really elevate Utah to say, one, yes, Black people are here. Yes, Black people are thriving. And yes, Black people have businesses across all types of industries. Man, what a show of just the power and strength of what Utah has to offer and can bring. That being on stage, being honored by people like Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, was just such an
Steve
incredible.
Stout, right? Well, did Steve Stout ask you a question? Or was he just on the panel?
You know what?
Bald guy. Goatee.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I'm like, who? Wait, what? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, and to be asked questions by some of the most prominent investors across the nation. I mean, it was just overall, and I know I keep saying an incredible experience.
No, talk about it.
But so beyond just highlighting the strength and empowerment of Black Utah, it was also an experience to just learn about other Black businesses across the country. So on stage, there were 4 of us from Utah. There were 4 others of us from across the country. And for me to share a stage with people who have raised millions of dollars, who have been on Shark Tank and been offered deals, it just helped me raise my own caliber of how I talk about my business, how I position what we're doing. As you all know, I was a finalist and did not end up taking home one of the big checks. But when I tell you there were no losers that night,
Right.
to walk away with grants from folks like Square and Microsoft, also because of the vision of Dr. Sidney Shorter and the Black Chamber and those partnerships, to walk off stage and have investors coming to me. The typical way this works in startup land, you have an idea and you're constantly cold calling different investment firms and getting scrutinized. But what that opportunity led to was investors coming to me, inquiring about me and my business and what we wanted to do, where we were headed. And it has truly catapulted our journey in ways I just could never even imagine or expect.
That's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love that. I love that because those pitches are not easy.
No.
So the company that I work for, we do corporate finance products for startups. So we get we'll talk afterwards. I've already started.
No plug.
But we do all of that. So I get to see financial statements from seed rounds, all the way past that, where we've moved into enterprise companies. So like, there's a lot that I get to see, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, we did YC for this is how we got like one of our big rounds, and they're a big partner of ours now, and we see a lot of companies that go through YC because of the partnership, and a bunch of other companies as well that do the same type of, like, not competition, but seasons of different people that they're going to invest in. And it's tough. It's tough out there. So for you to get up there and put yourself out there, put your company out there, and come away with, I didn't win, but I won.
Oh, I won.
That's
Hey, let's go.
That's beautiful.
Everybody eat.
Thank you. Yeah. No, and like I said earlier, I'm an introvert by nature, but being in this position as a CEO and now founder and CEO of Blended Studios, I've had to use my voice in big ways. Yeah. And I don't have time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm scared. This is a very scary journey. Getting up on stage is scary, but I have to do it anyway. And I don't have time to think too hard about what I'm not, what I can't. It's just about, you have this opportunity, go. Yeah. And just go. And that, I don't know. My brother, he had a motto, dream big and then bigger than that. And
say it again.
Dream big and then bigger than that. And pitching the NBA during All-Star Weekend, that was a pretty lofty dream. But it's also put me in the position of, and let's keep going bigger and bigger, and let's just keep going. Yeah. Because we can. And it means a lot to hear you say, I saw you on Instagram Live and you killed it. You did not have to tell me that. And I remember I got off stage and I was so nervous, and I was just trying to hurry up and like, I went first, if you all didn't know that first. I was also the very first one. Got off stage, was headed to the restroom, and this woman stopped me And she said, I don't care what happens today. You need to know you were phenomenal.
You killed it.
And that is what I wanted.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people really know this. That was my first pitch
Ever.
ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Gotta go do my research.
I just remember how articulate you were. You had like a maroon suit.
Yeah.
Who styled you?
Evan.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Man.
Shout out to Evan.
He out here
Jack off.
Let's
he's
go.
showing right now, bro.
Yeah.
I love this.
Okay.
Jeez.
That is what's up.
75% from the
Shout out
field.
to Evan.
Hey, Evan on the books for April. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. He'll be here in a minute. He'll be here in a minute.
True. Wow.
Yeah.
We've talked about a lot today.
Yeah.
What would you say is next, I guess, for you?
Wait, hold up real quick. Sorry to cut your knowledge.
No, you're good.
Knowledge
That's
is
3.
power.
That's 3.
I mean, that's
Three.
definitely 3 strikes.
But that's it. It's doesn't that sound better?
The mute button?
Sorry to cut your knowledge.
You know, like, what is it? Not pardon the interruption. Around the horn on ESPN.
Yeah.
We need the
Yeah.
mute button.
But back to All-Star Weekend, and I'm gonna shift back to you too with All-Star Weekend because I feel like I just worked my ass off, and I was like, all right, we gonna work. We gonna go to this Hennessy party that I got invited to, and that's gonna be my like big. I was so damn tired.
Yeah.
I was tired.
Yeah.
Like I was so damn tired. You went to the game.
I did.
How was that?
Amazing. So I have to shout out Adam Silver for that. So we were backstage and he kind of made a joke like, oh, so everybody's going to the game, right? And we all kind of laughed like we're startup founders, we don't have tens of thousands of dollars for tickets. And he was like, you all are finalists in this competition, let's see what we can make happen. The next day his team reached out. All the finalists received tickets to the what's the event right before the
Dunk contest?
The dunk contest, and then also the All-Star game. And it just made the weekend so incredible. And to fully have that experience, to go from being super nervous in a high pressure situation on stage to then being able to just enjoy the weekend at the game. The NBA the NBA and NBA Foundation turned out to be a phenomenal partner here in Utah, and they really showed up for us. And so
that's what's up. No wonder you kind of stumbled into the Mardi Gras in the mountains.
So, you know why? Seriously, because I know we were super late because we got tickets to the dunk contest.
You was feeling nice.
And we went to the dunk contest.
What was you drinking?
Everything.
Well, my liquor of choice is usually Hennessy. I'm not gonna lie.
Which one? Just Hennessy?
No, just the regular Hennessy.
Okay.
Shout out to my father, Philip Williams.
Let's go, Philip. Have you had a Hennessy espresso martini? That's my new shit.
Oh.
That part.
Just Henny or VSOP? I like VSOP.
I'm just using.
I'm not trying to be extra.
Regular.
That's why I like
I know you like VSOP.
So I'm not
that's
trying
the
to
one
be
I
extra, but he
that's
extra.
the one I actually prefer is VSOP. I don't like Henny White. I'll take it for birthdays and things like that.
Don't tell my father.
But I feel like the basic Henny is like hands down has the best taste.
The
Okay,
basic Henny, the best taste.
For me,
now that
I like it.
Yeah.
I think
agree.
VSOP is smoother.
it is smoother. It
Like
is
I can
smoother.
just.
But sometimes I like that little flick as it's going down.
You just like the nostalgia of it.
Yeah, I
I
mean-
do too.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing like a Henny party. Like shit.
Anything's possible.
Especially when you hang
You
out with
know
Zoe.
what's happening.
Yeah, bro, Vegas. No, we'll get into that later. Has anyone went and saw Usher in Vegas?
Nah,
No,
bro,
all
just you
my
right now.
friends-
Don't
Wait.
look.
No,
you know I'm going in June.
Listen, go
Okay.
with a partner. Thank me later.
I'm already going.
Oh, okay.
I'm going in July.
Thank me
Yeah.
later.
July 4th weekend.
Evan, if you are listening,
I'm gonna
Evan,
clip this up for her. Evan, put the camera on me. Evan, I got you. Usher, July 4th weekend.
look,
Take your boo.
Pull up on this. Me and my girl going.
All pun.
We out there.
okay, all right, there we go.
We doing a day.
Yeah,
we doing a day party.
we talked about it afterwards.
Let me just. I know we're kind of jumping around, but how important a DJ is.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is DJ 5,000 people. So I'm talking about Can We Talk, Swag Surfing, Peaches and Cream.
Okay, it's enough. He might play the same set.
Like, to the next day, our Uber driver, because you know everybody got a million jobs in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
So we go, drunk ass Mikhail. He's got his speaker, bumping Jodeci. That's what we do. We get drunk and listen to Jodeci. Shout out to Mikhail. That's what we do. That's just like our tradition now. We get drunk, we listen to Jodeci. All of it. We're in the cab. He's like, well, not the cab, but the Uber. He's like, wait, there's black people in Utah? Wait, your mama's black? No, my dad's black. Your mama's black? Mikhail's like, yeah. He's like, there black people in Utah? Man, I've been watching the Skinwalker Ranch. I'm like, do you know how far that is? Like, do you know how far that is? But he was like, so what y'all do last night? Oh, man, we just still recovering from Usher. He goes, tell me the DJ that had the whole crowd rocking for an hour and a half. He goes, I worked those events. He's like, that DJ? And I was like, man.
Do you know
like,
who his DJ is?
I don't, but bro, like when you go, thank me later.
We're gonna find out.
And let me know if you need a couple to go with. I want to go again.
Yeah,
I want to go again. Like that.
We gonna make it happen.
Yeah, like when you talk about bodies of work and legacy, Usher.
Yeah, so
Usher Raymond.
We're getting a babysitter and we going.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I know your brother has a foundation.
Yes.
And you want to continue. Obviously, everything that you've been speaking to, like, I feel it, I believe it, I know it's going to happen for you, and that's why I love this platform, because it doesn't fall on deaf ears, and people are going to get something from it. So you have an incredible story. How are you continuing Cameron's legacy through his foundation?
Yeah. So at the end of the day, Cameron, he was a connector of people. He wanted good people to know good people. And he wanted to elevate mindsets and tax brackets. So that's what he was all about.
For real. Does he got any tax experts?
I love it. And so his crew, so he had a very strong friend base. So myself, my mother, along with Nikki Walker, Dr. Richard Ferguson, Dion Henderson, James Jackson III.
Shout out.
Yes. We formed a committee known as the Cameron Russell Williams Impact Fund. And through this fund, we've raised money in order to provide scholarships to students at the University of Utah, diverse students at the University of Utah interested in business or entrepreneurship. We're connecting with different entities around the state, such as the governor's economic office, to continue to make sure businesses have access at the highest levels of leadership here in Utah. I could keep going on and on about all the different programming that we're doing, but essentially we're coming together, all of us, mapping out the landscape and making very strategic decisions about how do we help to elevate Black people in particular in different spaces that they might not always have access to make sure that it is undeniably known that we are here, we deserve to be here, and we are moving the needle forward because we are here. And so yeah, that is, as much as I'm doing a lot of work to continue my brother's legacy, for that I have to shout out my mother. My mother, she is committed to making sure that Cameron's legacy stays alive, that it is present, and she continues to motivate all of us and galvanize us around this idea. Well, it's more than an idea; it's a thing, and really help to move it forward and move what he was aiming to do forward. Cameron had a dream and a vision that truly was bigger than his life. And for me to continue that by way of his business, for my mother and his closest friends to continue that by way of the Cameron Russell Williams Impact Fund, it's just been beautiful. And so yeah.
Man, that is what's up. I'm not trying to get emotional or make you emotional.
Yeah, don't make me cry.
But I got a friend request from him, and I was like so honored because I had heard so much good that he just did for the community and just for Black folks in general. And I was like, oh my God, okay, this is a great connection. You know what I mean? Like when you speak to, he was a connector and everything like that. But I was with James Jackson the third. We were at we were at the Beehive. We were taking a break. We were filming. We were filming Black Utah, the book that he put out, and I was with him when he got the call. And man, when I talk about feeling, like just feeling it, like I felt it that day, and I had no connection to your brother other than being an Instagram friend, and just to see James put his head down and step away and call multiple people, like just the impact that he had, on lives here, you know what I mean? And the progression, the livelihood, and just being a connector just speaks in volumes to what your brother was out here, doing just from, I didn't know him from an Instagram request, like, but I felt it that day, and I feel it now, and I'm kind of getting emotional. But if I cry, it's a thug tear.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All right.
If I cry, it's a thug tear. So, but we feel it, and you've done nothing but shit. Like 8 months.
8 months.
I know you're in the Marvel universe amongst blacks, but still, like Phase 4 Marvel over here. You know what I mean?
That's a movement.
You're doing it, and keep going.
I'm doing it, and but I do have a superpower. I have the superpower. I do. I have the superpower. My twin, who's I do. I believe he's up there pulling strings, making things happen, and because this is an impossible journey. It is. And you'll hear me say this all the time. One thing I've learned through this journey is that when someone tells you what's impossible, that's their barrier, not yours. And Cameron has made sure that once I feel like once I decided I'm doing this, but then I thought, but I don't know how. He was like, sister, I will make sure all the doors are open for you. Yeah. You just keep deciding and keep going. And at the end of the day, this is not necessarily a story about making history. This is not a story about a black woman in tech. Really, what I see it as is this is a story of a man who had a dream and a vision that transcended his lifetime, and a sister. And a sister who is taking her grief to take the journey of her lifetime and step into her truest purpose. And that's just what this is. Yeah. And that's how I see it, and that's what keeps me going each and every day.
I say it often on this and with, people in my life, but what you're experiencing, what Mike's experiencing, what Alonzo's experiencing, this is all a byproduct of your hustle. Every single bit of what you all are doing is byproduct of the hustle.
Yeah.
Y'all are killing it. And it's amazing to see. I love it.
Thank you. Well, man.
It's to be in a room with such greatness.
And it's like these type of conversations aren't necessarily celebrated, getting vulnerable, getting in your feelings, and just really not giving a fuck, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And more people need to get around and have these, you know what I mean? Because this, like I tell Mike all the time, because they used to give me a hard time because I want to do this shit every week. But this is my therapy. Yeah. You know what I mean? This is my therapy, and this is how I get out my feelings, my emotions, my ultimate light-skinnedness. Like, what y'all laughing at, man?
You laughing because you emotional. You just,
you know what I mean? So like, yeah, like it's really important to check on your people. Number one, I just checked on you this week.
You did. Check on me a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a good guy. All right, y'all. He's a good guy. Be clowning him. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a great big bro. You be clowning.
I mean, they call me a shop hopper, but that's neither here nor there.
A shop hopper?
See, here we go. Say it again.
Small mindset out here, man. It's just a small mindset.
People making fake accounts.
Yeah. No, but seriously, talking stuff. Thank you all for sharing your stories and the stories of others, because at the end of the day, similar to how you just shared the story about how Cameron connected with you and what that meant. That's what I continue to run into. People who say, "You're who?" I knew your brother, and then they share a story of how what he said, what he did, and how that impacted him. And I know I met you all at Wakanda, but I had heard your podcast even before then.
Okay.
I'd heard gems and nuggets of information, and I'm like, dang, like you all are really able to surface stories and tell stories that matter to people. And when we talk about impact, that's what matters. How do you really impact people? And you all have that platform, and the fact that you're doing that, doing it consistently, doing it big, doing it bold, I love it. Like, yes.
I would just, first of all, thank you, because our whole thing is just like really highlighting other people in an environment where they can feel comfortable to being a part of this conversation. That way they can speak their truth and talk their shit. But these little reminders is what, keep us going. You know what I mean? Like really, really keep us going. Like we had our episode with Fade One Barbershop, and I went there today to get cleaned up. And he was like, bro, I got like 10 followers off the episode. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. And a couple people hit me up like, can you cut my brother's dreads off? Can you do this? Can you do that? Do you guys do this? Oh, I heard you guys do teeth whitening and facials. Like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't say boosted his business, but I boosted we boosted the interest in his services and his business. So I called Lando before here, and I was like the dude that's doing the little thing. The little, hey, once you get up here, you can fuck around and find out. But we are out here adding value. We're not trying to step on anybody's feet. If anything, we're trying to uplift you. No one is in competition with anybody out here. At least we're not. If you are with us, cool. We'll be your bar. We'll give you motivation in that sense. But thank you for telling us that, because we don't hear that often. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we appreciate it. As he mentioned earlier, sometimes it's like in this industry, you reach out to people and you want to showcase what they're doing and give them a platform because you just are a fan and appreciative and supportive. And then
they leave you
it
on red.
seems like success has come for a lot of people. They were already on those paths. It wasn't because of us.
It wasn't.
And, it's sometimes, that it's just not reciprocated at the end of the day. So we appreciate that. And I think you hit the nail on the head as far as I always look at it like we can't take anything with us when we're done. Like what Denzel says, there's no U-Haul behind the hearse with the money and all that stuff. So
let me tell you firsthand.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, I know for sure. So it's like, I always look at how am I impacting people? Yeah. What kind of knowledge am I passing on to the next generation to get to where I'm at or further, faster and farther? Because that's what it's all about. In my opinion, each one teach one. And that's kind of what you got to do. You got to lead with that love. You got to lead with that mindset. So it's refreshing to be in a room with that. Yeah. And like I said, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
So thank you for the flowers.
Yeah, and you have to have one, to have two, to have three.
You got to have one. To have two. To have three.
100%.
I love it. And you're taking his story and making it his story. Get that? That went over your head, huh? That's bars right there.
I got you, though. I'm following.
His story, history?
It's like his story to her story.
Okay, to his story. Okay, there you go.
I like that
there
better.
You go. Yeah.
Hallmark.
What I did there. What's this? Women's History Month.
There we go. Hey,
there you go.
I'm with
there
it.
You go.
Morgan, can you tell all of our listeners where they can find you at? Where they can find the business at, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so to find me personally, on Instagram, follow me at morganwilliams.io. And then on for Blended, follow us at Blended, BLENDYD. Studio Singular .io.
I was getting so mad searching for that today.
I'm actually really trying to figure out how we could buy the regular spelling domains. I'm working on, and if anybody can help me with that, let me know. But But yeah, and then our website is blendedstudios.plural.io, where you can learn more. And everybody seems to know somebody in their family who's a trucker, or know somebody in trucking.
Yep.
But that's where you could find more information about the company, and also fill out our contact form to get connected with our product demo. So
Yeah,
we're
definitely.
rolling.
Love it.
Love that. And energy is key. And the amount of episodes and guests and people that have sat in these seats that we're sitting in right now, I definitely feel that energy, because this was a great episode. This
Yes.
was one for the books.
Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing your
Thank
story,
you.
being vulnerable, and just being your authentic self. Like,
Well,
Yes.
that's what it's all about at the Young OG Perspective. So,
Well, thank
you know
you
what I
all
mean?
for inviting me, for having me.
yeah, absolutely.
For hearing me out.
And you are now a friend of the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does
So
that mean?
when you
Please
start
come
getting
back.
them M's,
Okay.
come over here
Okay.
and talk that shit with us,
Oh,
please.
we'll come to you.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll come to you.
let me
Yeah,
know.
we'll come to you.
We talk to your
Now when
people.
you start getting them M's, when you start getting them B's.
Bees.
Ooh.
That's another B.
Because the trucking industry is big, logistics is big, and you can make B's.
Well, so yes, trucking, just for the record, is an $875 billion market, which moves 72% of everything we buy.
Wow.
And so you need people to move it. And we'll call Blended. We'll help you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Man.
I'm about to clip that.
let's-
I'm about to clip that. There go your commercial.
Let's put a B on it. Let's put a B on it.
All
Take
right,
us out, Mike.
let's get it. Well, thank you for tuning into another episode of the Young OG Perspective, where we what?
Give you a new perspective.
A fresh perspective.
A Young OG perspective, baby.
Yup.